Hello, this is Paul, and I am one of the instructors at the First Church of the Brethren, offering courses in how to use your Windows computer. And we're talking about Windows 7 right now. We're located in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and the address is 219 Hummel Street. And we do have a link for you to be able to use a map on our welcome page now. Now you can see exactly where we're located. So I do invite you to come. We have Windows 7, and we're up on lesson number 10 now. And with lesson number 10, I'm talking about the autoplay capabilities of your computer and the compatibility issues that might arise using older programs. So in this section, we're going to talk about the autoplay. I opened the class describing how easy it is to use a CD player in your automobile, that you only have to slide a music CD in there, and in your car while you're driving it'll start playing for you. And this is very easy. Now that item in your car really is not that much of an expensive item. However, they are subject for the reason of somebody breaking into a car and removing such units from the dashboard. I haven't heard of it too much lately, but there are still statistics going on that it still happens. Well, one thing is that your computer is a much more expensive machine when it was brand new than what you have in the car. And normally you put a disk into the drive. What happens is that you're going to get a window come up and ask you what you want it to do. Now that is not very convenient for many people. And Windows 7 is designed to be able to help you handle such a situation. In this section, I am talking about the autoplay issues, and Windows 7 has a much more extensive menu now for those functions. To get to it, we need to first of all realize that we're talking about a CD drive, and also I think it's going to include also your flash drives now. So that's getting to be very interesting. To get to this capability, we are going to go to the Start menu and go to the Control Panel. And when you bring up the Control Panel, there is a selection called Autoplay. This is a new item that's been put into the Control Panel, and there's many new things in here that is now part of that function of the computer, autoplay. When you click on that with your left button, you'll be able to open up another menu where there are different settings. But as an alternative, when you bring up the Start menu, on the bar on the bottom of the Start menu, you can put in the word Autoplay, and by the time you get auto in there, you might have something on the top of the screen that already suggests autoplay. You will use the left button to be able to click on that, and when you go either direction through the this way from the Start menu, or going to the also through the Control Panel, you'll get the same screen as what we have now. This is quite a list now. It takes in a regular CD, a DVD, and also a BD, which is Blu-ray. And then we go into disc with mixed content. And this is reflected throughout the suggestions here. And when you go in here to make these selections, you got to make sure that there is a check mark on top of it where there's a box that right next to it, it says use autoplay for all media and devices. So there is quite a list here. Once you have a check mark in there, you'll be able to make your selections of choice. When you go to any of these selections, for example, I've gone down to the mixed content here, and I have clicked on the drop-down selection, which looks like an arrowhead now. It will show you a few selections for mixed content, what it will do. You can have it open the files in a Windows Explorer window, which is just like a directory, or take no action. And further down it says ask me every time. When there's going to bring up mixed content, it's going to give you options of what you would like to do. So those are the three selections you have for this mixed content. Likewise, on when you're talking about audio CDs, you'll hit the with the right button, which is your primary button, by the way. You'll take notice that the selections are much greater, and these selections, as I look at them, represents what I have installed on my computer. All of these programs might not be installed on your computer, and you only have a few selections to make. But most obvious is that there is also a selection to open the folder to see the files you want to select, or take no action. Also, ask me every time is always a selection to make as well. So you can choose it ahead of time when you put a music CD for audio. Remember that when you make changes on this page, be sure to always use the Save button. The Save button will save the changes that you have just made and close the window. But take notice, you don't have to go through that process. You can go to each item on this list to be able to see how you want a movie to be made or be displayed. What enhanced DVD movie. There are some selections in here that I was not aware of before, but as I realize now that there is a DVD that is double layered, DL after the letters. So the technology is really going forward on this. And also what you want to do with a blank CD or DVD or even a Blu-ray disc. In this computer that I have here, it does have capabilities for a Blu-ray disc. Not all computers has that capabilities, but this particular computer does. It is also on the list. So every computer is different. You'll be able to make these changes, and once you are able to do this, you're going to realize that when you put a disk of your choice into the computer, it's going to act appropriately. Now, this is a little bit different than when you put in a disk that is meant for an installation of a program. When you put in a new program, a CD that has that content of installation, there is a auto start program on there that will start the process for you. When you go into this, you'll only take the steps that are necessary that are able to complete that installation. It is very difficult to give you a demonstration of what that would be because every program is different. But what you do with the different windows that come up, you'll just make the appropriate selections, click next or continue, and be able to complete everything is installed, and then you'll get a finish button, and the program will be ready to use. When you install a program, it is automatically added to the list of programs that are put into your computer, by going to the Start menu and being able to type in that name on that bar on the bottom, or you can go to All Programs and select it from a list. It's alphabetized. So there is a lot of flexibility, and we're talking about Windows 7, and this is a great new way of being able to set this up for auto run and be able to have the action that is much appropriate. So anytime you want to make a change, let's say you do have it set that it's going to play music all the time, you still have the operation to stop that music. You're able to close down the window that it's playing in and be able to go to the directory and bring up anything you want on it. In other words, when you have autoplay set on a specific type of disk, it doesn't mean it cannot be interrupted or be able to do other things with it. You can copy stuff off of it and put it on your computer, have it available all the time. So that is always an option available to you. Windows 7 has become quite an improvement over what was once with Windows XP, and there is many new capabilities that is automatic now with Windows 7 than ever before. So this is Paul Jones, and I ask you to go ahead to the next part, and we will be able to take a quick look at the device manager, see what it means, a short discussion of what it is, and be able to pinpoint when there is problems on your computer and what to do with it. So that'll be very interesting for our next session. And this is Paul Jones. I invite you to go to part 2 and pick this up, and we'll see if we can complete this session with Windows 7 as Unit 10 or lesson number 10. Okay? Thank you.